Montrose is a unique place. 2 blocks from here, there's something going on, there's jazz going on. On the other hand, right here, where we are, is for the most part quiet, peaceful, and I think that's Montrose. Montrose is a little bit of this, and it's a little bit of that. We need to be walkable, and so we've got issues in the Montrose. We've got issues on sidewalks. We've got issues making sure that we have street light space so that people can cross at intersections. You know, we want to be able to make it so that people can leave their car at home and walk to the nearest grocery store, to the nearest restaurant, to the nearest shop. That's what we've got to look to do, and that ties into integrated transportation. You know, we've got to be able to have people come here without a car to get on somewhere else, get on a bus or a light rail, and come to the Montrose. And I think we are planning. I think the city's planning, and I think Montrose is planning. I mean, Montrose has, I think, about 15 civic clubs, so that there's a lot of interest and activity amongst the neighbors. And when people like that come together, and when they come together in a super neighborhood, they're talking, and they're making suggestions, and they're saying, you know, how do we keep it intimate and yet welcoming? How do we say to people, you want to move here, you want to move here, and you will find a place to park, and that's our challenge. And that challenge does tie into what I said before, which is integrated transportation, buses and light rail. I don't know if it would be specific to Montrose. I represent District C, and so we have some very unique parking problems. We have Washington Avenue, we have the Village, we have Montrose. I mean, and while they're unique areas, the issue is, where do I park when I come here? Where do I park to go to any of the restaurants that are spectacular? You know, what do I do when I want to shop in the Montrose? Where do I park? And so what we're looking at is something called a parking benefit district. We're just talking about it, massaging it. We're looking to possibly do it on Washington Avenue. And if it works, then I think it's the kind of thing that could be adapted for the uniqueness of someplace like the Montrose. And you know, we don't want people particularly parking on Westheimer. It's a problem because cars trying to pull out. So how do we do it? And how do we preserve the neighborhood so that people can park in front of their own homes? Those are the challenges. If you have an answer right now, I'd welcome it too. So, but we're talking about it. I have a memory, and that is I remember going to see live on stage the Bessler Whorehouse in Texas at the Tower Theater, which then became the bookstore, which now is a Mexican restaurant. But that was the Tower Theater. And to see Bessler Whorehouse in Texas there was like, yes, this is what it's all about.